Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and we at the Debe Islamic Association would like to welcome you to Ramadan Reminders. And in this month we will be doing the Tafseer of chapter 12, Surah Yusuf. And today, where it is part 7, we will be doing the ayahs 16 to 18. And now, as it is the first 10 days of Ramadan, we will do the dua for the days of mercy. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin. O my Lord, forgive and have mercy, and you are the most merciful of those who show mercy. As we recap what has happened so far in the surah, in the first section, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was directly addressing Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the second section, it was about Prophet Yusuf's dream and his relation with his father. And in the third section, which we are presently in, it speaks about the brothers' plot and the separation of Yusuf from his family. In our last ayah, it was seen where Yusuf is abducted by his family members, his brothers, and taken away from his family. In the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they recognize this fact as they give numbers here. From Jamaica, approximately 2,000 children go missing every year, and the numbers climb and climb according to the country. Up to the point where we see that United States, there are 460,000 children go missing each year. In this surah, this is one of the main stories which shows the effects of child kidnapping and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Prophet Yaqub, dealt with such a situation. وَجَاءُوا أَبَاهُمْ, and they came to their father. They, meaning the 10 brothers, all came in unison with the same story to come and tell their father that their brother was lost. And when did they come? Isha'a. They came just after sunset. So they did their act during the day, and they sat down and waited for the day to pass and came home at a point in time where it was difficult to send out a search party to look for Yusuf. All this is part of their plan. And what action were they doing? Yabakun. They were weeping and crying and wailing and appeared so distraught that they lost their younger brother. All crocodile tears. So after they continued weeping, they said, Qulu, Ya Abana, O our father, Inna dhahabana nastabiku wa tarakana Yusufa inna mata'ina. Certainly, we went about playing and racing with each other, and we left Yusuf with our possessions. Now this brings a couple questions to mind. First of all, if they are in the wilderness and no one is around, why would they need Yusuf to guard their things? And what games could they possibly be playing that Yusuf could not participate in? Remember, they promised that they would keep an eye on Yusuf and he would not be left alone so that he would not be harmed. And they continued, فَأَكَلُوا الذِّئْبَ, and a wolf ate him. Now, how is that possible? How is it that that could have happened? Were they close to Yusuf or were they far from him? If they were playing, the 10 adults, the 10 older brothers were playing and they were close to him and they saw a wolf attacking their little brother, they would stand up and do nothing? Or was it that they were so far away, which was against their promise to their father? Then how could they tell it was a wolf? And if it was a wolf, the wolf ate all his bones, so there were no remains to bring home. And if this incident happened, how long did it take them to bring this news? Because they now arrived to tell their father after sunset. And the ayah continues, وَمَا أَنْتَ بِمُؤْمِنٍ لَنَا وَلَوْ كُنَّا صَادِقِينَ. And they are saying, but you will not believe us even if we are telling the truth. So the brothers trusted that their story that they were selling was quite believable. So the ayah says, وَجَاءُوا عَلَىٰ قَمِيصِهِ بِدَمٍ كَذِبٍ. وَجَاءُوا, and they, the brothers, brought this shirt with bidamin kadhib, with false blood, with lying blood. What it means to say is that they got some animal and they got some blood from it and sprinkled it onto the shirt and brought Yusuf's shirt to convince their father that this was his son's blood, that he was really killed by the wolf. But let's recall who they're speaking to. They're speaking to a prophet of Allah, who is guided by Allah. And the ayah continues, Kola. So he said, singular, meaning the father Yaqub is replying to this here when he's listening to their story, checking the time, looking at all the things that does not add up, looking at this shirt with this false blood on it, and he's replying, Bal. Bal is a sort of explanation. What it means is that what you are telling me, this is quite the opposite to that. Rather, or ni, sawalat lakum anfusakum amaro. Rather, your nafs, your soul has sinned in this matter. So how did Prophet Yaqub, this father who has now recognized that his child has been kidnapped or thrown away or killed by his other sons, how did he react to that? Think of the situation and the feelings that that father would be going through at this point in time. Just as we spoke about how many hundreds of thousands of children go missing every year throughout the world. How do the families deal with that? So, he, a prophet of Allah, what did he do? He said, Fa. So, definitely, Sabrun Jamilun. So all he could do is say that there is beautiful patience, which does not mean that he gave up. It means that he has no choice, but he's putting his trust and faith in Allah to solve this matter, to correct this matter. And this shows he had tawakkul, trust and faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's a little dhikr which says, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is sufficient for us and He is the best disposer of our affairs. And there's another one, the last ayah of Surah Tawbah, chapter 9, verse 129, which says, Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illahu alayhi tawakkaltu wa huwa rabbul arshil azim. And these two, dhikr to recognize and have tawakkul, are recommended to be said 7 times after Fajr and after Maghrib Salat each day. So, our Prophet says, فَصَبْرٌ جَمِيلٌ. So what he did is he's recognizing that this situation is out of his hands and having patience is the most beautiful and best thing that he could possibly do and leave it up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the ayah concludes, Wallahu musta'anu ala ma tasifun. And Allah is the one who we seek help with from against anything that you describe, any of the evil that you are talking about. As we have now come to the end of part 7, tomorrow inshallah we will be looking in part 8 at ayahs 19 and 20. And we end with the dua, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. Our Lord, accept this service from us, for indeed you are all hearing, all knowing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.